We have Pat Welter. I'm pointing him to the left. And Brian Murphy is on the right. They're both on the phone.
It's
it doesn't
accurate.
really matter.
On the board, that's exactly what they are.
See, I knew that. I knew that instinctively. I know this is going to be hard right off the top, but do you think we need, I'll start with you, Pat, do we need a celebrity name for Bill Belichick and Jordon Hudson?
Well, I don't think I can repeat the one that you guys already uttered because I'm currently driving my kids home from school right now.
Okay.
So I'm going to refrain from any mentions of the type of shop that Jordon Hudson's family owns.
It's a perfectly legitimate business.
Yeah, of course. I mean, we all have needs, and it's a free market and a free economy.
It's history. It's a museum, Pat.
Exactly. We all got here somehow, didn't we?
We did. We did.
I've got, Jordana check. That kind of sounds like a linebacker that would play for Belichick.
It does. It actually sounds like a third-pair defenseman for the Winnipeg Jets. Brian Murphy, do we need a celebrity name for this couple?
I think Jordan makes them stand out enough because of the O. So I'm not sure that they need one, right? If they're a LeBron, Kobe, Shaq, there's only one Jordan.
I think that's a very good point. There was, at one point for the Hurricanes, Mikel Jordon, who was a Czech defenseman of some prospect-ish note, but we'll just leave it at that. All right, let me just go back to Brian and your thoughts on where we are today. The university has denied that they have prevented Jordon from attending practice, being in the team facilities, being on the field. Your thoughts on where we are with this?
My thought is it's May 9th, and we've already had the university issue a statement defending, from Bill Belichick defending Jordon Hudson. And now today we've had the athletic department issue a statement defending Jordon Hudson. What happens next week? We are still months away from kickoff, months away from real football. We have plenty of time for this story to continue to percolate.
Yes, and it will continue to percolate. I
would point your listeners to the Miss Maine competition, which takes place this weekend, in which Jordon Hudson is a contestant, and could end up in the Miss USA patch or the Miss America patch.
That would be fantastic. I believe Brian was wondering what will pop up next, to borrow from Victoria's joke from earlier. Yes, exactly. Pat, can you make sense of this latest twist, which really stems from Pablo Torre Finds Out, his podcast, where he reported today that the university banned Jordon Hudson from football facilities and that the family is concerned as well?
I'm just trying to figure out what the truth is, right? And, Pablo Torre is one of the smartest, media members out there, right? Like, I mean, he's not throwing this out there for nothing, and he's doing as much deep dive into this as he possibly can to extreme lengths, even going to said shop that we discussed earlier. But I know, Brian's been working his sources today. I've been texting mine this morning, and, we got the statement from UNC denying it. And I was talking to somebody inside the athletic department that wouldn't necessarily just walk the corporate line or the company line. And that person said that they didn't know anything about it and that they didn't think it was true either. So what really is it? I mean, the word banned might be just too strong of a term because at a minimum, with everything that's going on, something needs to be done. Now, I think that we've lost sight of this story a little bit. We're like, what is Jordon Hudson actually doing that is so bad? I think a lot of it's overblown, but it's clearly a distraction from the king of not having distractions. And, yeah, it's a problem for UNC's public image. I think it's a problem for Bill Belichick's authority with the players at this point, because how are you going to respect this guy when this is what your life is right now as a football program? It's bizarre.
All right, I want to just dig into one thing you said, that something needs to be done. And my curiosity is, on May 9th, as Brian Murphy reminded us of the date, and we are 22 days away from June 1, where buyout drops from $10 million to $1 million. And I only bring that up because a lot of people are. I don't believe it really matters. I don't think he's going anywhere. I'm not sure anything needs to be done because we haven't really dipped into the realm of what UNC football is this year. It seems to me that whatever transfer portal, back and forth comings and goings have been largely positive for UNC. Some think they're in a top 10 of a Rivals transfer portal rating. I don't know whether that's going to translate to being much better on the field or not. Brian, do you get the sense that this is impacting football at all?
I don't think so. I mean, and I would, I see those rankings and people say, "Oh, look, Belichick's doing a great job because they're number 9 in the transfer portal rankings." My question is, well, you're supposed to get the transfer portal to supplement your core. Well, there is no core. Omarion Hampton's in the NFL. Bo Atkinson left. Amari Campbell left. You have no quarterback. So as good as your transfer portal might be, like what are they surrounding? So I would have football concerns and less Jordon Hudson concerns. I think what has elevated this story is certainly there's the age and all of that stuff. But did she cost them hard knocks? Is she costing them things that might help their football program? Get elevated, get more attention. I guess the argument could be that she's bringing more attention to the program, but is it the right kind of attention? I was trying to think of an analogous situation where, so much conversation was about the significant other of a football coach, and I can't really think of one.
In some ways, and Pat, you're too young to even really address this. So is Brian, and so am I. Is she Yoko Ono?
Well, if you listen to Pablo Torre,
that's a good call.
There certainly seems to be some concern from the Belichick family, and is that a financial concern that she may be getting some of his money? But there is, at least according to Pablo Torre, there's been some on-the-record quotes from his daughter-in-law, concerned about what Jordon Hudson's impact on his legacy, his reputation, maybe his future employment options might be.
But does he need any future employment options? I mean, what kind of employment options does he need? He's not destitute?
I mean, I think my concern is how locked in is he with UNC football, right? That was the concern from the beginning. Was he coming to UNC for the right reasons? He busted out his dad's old sweatshirt at the introductory press conference. But if you notice in the CBS interview, he's wearing a Navy sweatshirt. Yeah. He's not wearing a UNC sweatshirt on national television. And a lot of this just kind of shows to me that he's allowing this to happen. He either doesn't have control of her or he doesn't care. You know what I mean? Because if he cared about winning at the highest level ultimately, he wouldn't be allowing this to happen. And I get it, she's not on the field, she's not playing to it, but it speaks to a larger issue of just what is going on at UNC. And my understanding is that it has been very challenging for the people that stayed, whether it is people on staff or actual players that chose not to transfer. And, some of that, it might just be hey, it's kind of like a military thing, or, the new boss wants their people and maybe it'll settle down once all the portals close. But, I mean, my understanding is it hasn't been a great environment over there. But, I don't think New England was either, and that worked. But where's the Tom Brady here? Gio Lopez? Because right now, the Tom Brady is Jordon Hudson, and as far as I know, she can't play quarterback.
Probably not. But, you know what? We don't know. Her parents were fishermen before they got into the adult business. Pat Welter and Brian Murphy are joining us, both from WRAL TV 5, here on the Adam Gold Show, the Friday Roundtable. Just real quick, let's see. Aaron says, how about Hudson Belk? That's actually pretty cute, although Belk, not quite. Hudson Bell would be better. And Gregory says Chick Hud. Those are both better than Bildo. But because there really isn't a combination of two names there, but I found it in some ways entertaining, at least to me.
Well, be careful. She may trademark one of those before it's all said and done. She prolific trademarker. Jordan
I've said it on the air. So she'd have to come to me first. But if she did, I would grant her rights to use it for probably a small fee. Just a
Has
small.
Has she bought Jordan Lake yet? I mean, she might own the rights to Jordan Lake at this point. And the Michael Jordan brand, for all we know.
Well, as I have seen somebody mention that the school is a Jordan brand university. All right, let's just move away from real quick. This very simple question: does Bill make it to Game 1 as the head coach, Pat?
Well, my concern is tomorrow he's just going to walk away, right? Because if they actually tried to ban Jordon Hudson from the program, and for all we've seen with how invested he is in her, that could be the straw that breaks the camel's back, where he just walks away. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I'm honestly prepared for anything at this point.
Brian, does he make it to Game 1?
Yes, he makes it through the whole season. He cares way too much about his legacy to have it end like that.
You and I are in a complete alignment here. I think all of this is just noise. Once we get to football, it'll be fine. And I don't even know who would have the conversation with Bill about Jordon Hudson not being allowed to go to practice or whatever. She's going to go and stand wherever she wants and wear whatever she wants. All right, we've got 5 minutes left. We've done all of that on Jordon Hudson and Bill Belichick. Pat, what are your concerns, if any, about 1-1 Hurricanes and Capitals?
I think my takeaway from last night was ultimately positive, that they were able to go in Game 2 after taking Game 1 and dominating Game 1. And obviously the Washington Capitals, you cannot go down 0-2 at home. And the fact that Carolina was able to dictate the game in the first period and have a chance in the third, to me, was ultimately positive. But my concern is that the series reminds me a lot of the New York Rangers series from the past, where Carolina would control a lot of the puck possession, own a lot of the shot statistics, but a lot of block shots from the Rangers, a lot of block shots from the Capitals. And what we see from the Capitals is they've been great at capitalizing, no pun intended, on turnovers or the little mistakes. I mean, Freddie Anderson has been great overall, but it's those turnovers along the boards, 2 straight games, almost the exact same goal. It's a power play goal last night, and that's how the Rangers got them, was just their skill sniping them, in transition. So I like the Canes' chances to win the series, but if there's a concern, that would be it.
Capitalizing, as a pun, better than Bildo. Brian Murphy, any concerns at all, 1-1?
And I think you raised this on social media, but Mikko Rantanen playing like Mikko Rantanen would look really nice on this team.
Yeah.
The playoffs are. I watched it last night with McDavid and Draisaitl with connecting for the game winner. You kind of need stars to win in the playoffs, and credit to Tulsky for making the swing. Credit to Tulsky for getting out of it when it didn't go well and getting back more Canes type players. But, man, it'd be nice to have that superstar that you can turn to when you need a goal late in the third period.
There is no doubt. I said this earlier. My only concern so far is that in the periods of dominance, there was nothing tangible to show for it. First period in Game 1, got nothing, ultimately fell behind. First period in Game 2, which wasn't as good as the first period in Game 1, you got nothing out of it and ultimately fell behind. The first goal is vital. If Carolina gets the first goal, I think they're winning the game flat. But if Washington gets it, now we're in a little bit of murky waters. Hurricanes went 1 out of 2, giving up the first goal and still coming back to win the game. So that to me is my concern, and we'll have to close up shop on that. Have either of you ever been to Provincetown, Massachusetts?
I went to Providence College, which is a little bit different and probably a more relevant conversation for
Did you really?
the Pope news yesterday as a Catholic. I did, yeah. I'm a New England guy. So, me and Jordan have some things in common. I think she told me, I talked to her, I think she told me her brother or brother-in-law is from my town.
Really?
Which is interesting. So, yeah, I mean, that's the thing. We talk so bad about her. She was a nice woman when I met her. But that's beside the point. No, I've not been to Provincetown. I hear it's a good time.
Yeah. Apparently it is. They have a great museum culture there.
Yes, they do. But yeah, I've spent a lot of time on the Cape, a lot of summers out in that area, just not that particular city.
All right. You didn't go to the Eros Museum. Brian, have you been to Provincetown?
I have not. I've not made it there.
Yeah, Toys of Eros. It's on Commercial Street in Provincetown. It's nestled. It says right there it's nestled. Be careful. And don't do that on company Wi-Fi. All right, Pat Welter and Brian Murphy, both from WRAL TV 5. I appreciate you helping me just get my jokes out.
Yeah, I think you got a home run here with Bildo. So trademark that now before Jordon does.
Kids must be out of the car. All right, man. I'll talk to you. I'll talk to you guys later. Pat could not hang up fast enough. Quick.
No.
Before I get in trouble.
I forgot they were there.
Quick, before I get in trouble.